Hey everybody, Cole here with Classic Mini DIY, and welcome to the new garage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. The brand new Classic Mini DIY workshop and garage. Welcome to the next chapter of Classic Mini DIY. Now, as you guys probably can imagine, I am absolutely over the moon with this space. It's finally come together. I finally got my floors done, the installation of my workbench, everything behind me, the space behind you guys in the camera right now with my Mini, and the full working area so that I can take on all sorts of brand new jobs. The only thing that's missing, unfortunately, is my garage door. That's something that's been delayed due to supply constraints and things related to COVID-19. So that's gonna be something I'll install later on down the road. Once that's there, probably won't do a video just showing you guys the garage door, but it'll get installed eventually and it'll just show up in some videos in the future. So to give you guys a little bit more detail about the things that I've done in this garage, let's take a look at the workbench and the space behind me first. So you can see, you might recognize pretty much everything that's over here. This metal workbench top, this pad, my bench vise, all of these things. In fact, this whole workbench is the same workbench that used to be over there. We took it off the wall, we saved it, and installed a whole bottom half to it, so it's on casters now, and it's gonna roll around the shop in the event that I ever need a workbench up in front of the car, something like that. So this workbench has been amazing, and I couldn't say goodbye to it. For those of you who are curious, this is just a sheet of zinc-plated steel, bent to shape, and slapped on the top of the workbench. It's heavy enough to kind of hold itself in place, but you can use some construction adhesive if you feel like you don't want it to move around. Now over to the left here, your left, my right, is my toolbox. Now this is the same toolbox I had. And you might think, well, Cole, you're a YouTuber. Why didn't you just go out and buy all this new stuff for your new garage? Well, it's expensive. So for right now, I'm gonna work with my old toolbox. There's enough room here for me to expand this in the future. But old toolbox, gonna live another day. Got a little corner space here. This little workbench here is made out of wood. It's actually mounted to the wall so that my bolts and nuts and everything don't move every time I move my workbench. Now, as we move over next to the actual toolbox here, I've got my engine building stand, some more supplies, and then the Bad Wolf turbo engine is sitting on the ground right now. Those things are all videos that are to come, but for right now I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna show you guys too much because I have a video covering all of this very, very soon. Now, if we move over in the other direction, what we have here is a full setup of woodworking materials. Now, my wife is really, really good at woodworking, doing all sorts of really, really cool stuff. She's made tables for us. She built this workbench for me. She built the stand for her miter saw and all of that stuff. This is all her tools. And so I know a few of you probably right now are reeling inside thinking, oh my gosh, Cole, you've got this woodworking shop right next to your engine building. Don't worry, we have a mutual understanding that while this space is shared, no woodworking happens while the engines are in progress. And for the most part, we try to do all of the woodworking stuff outside. This bench is also on casters, so it can be rolled out anytime we want to use it. And as you guys can probably see or saw in the kind of promotional stuff at the beginning of this video, All of this pegboard is a metal pegboard. Now I'm going to bring you guys back to the main bench here and let me show you. This is something from a company called Wall Control. They sent me some additional panels because I already worked with them in the past, and they so kindly sponsored this build and sent me some additional panels, some additional mounting equipment, and all sorts of stuff so that I could make this space absolutely perfect. So my old space had about 4 of these panels. The new space has 8 of these panels. So I have tons of space to actually mount up and put all of the tools that I use on a regular basis right up here. My wife's space also got 4 of her own pegboard panels. Those have all of her woodworking stuff on them. Now let's turn the camera around and I'm going to show you guys the actual workspace for the car. Now looking back here, we've got the workspace for my car. Now, once this door is installed, the lighting will be a little bit better since there's a lot of light coming in back there right now. But this is going to become the space that I'm working on whatever big project I am currently in progress on pretty much 100% of the time. Right now it's this Classic Mini, but who knows what it could be in the future. Now, there is tons of space to walk around this. This is obviously the old carport space, so this is where I was doing all of the work over the years, the past years of the channel. But now that we have this actual epoxied floor, we're gonna have an enclosed space. It's gonna be a lot nicer to work in here, especially on those rainy days, especially cold days, and really anything that isn't a perfectly sunny, breezy day. So very, very excited about sharing videos over here with you guys. Now, of course, I had all of this extra wall space over here, and I felt like I need a little bit of artwork, need to kind of spice it up and add my own personal twist to this. Well, this artwork on the wall is all custom art that you can purchase on the merch store right now. Each one of these was done by Lewis over at Lumi Design, and these are a partnership between he and I. I'm carrying all of his art right now, and each one of these posters come in a small or a large size like this, and you can pick this up for your garage, workshop, whatever. We've got some really, really cool stuff. He is an incredibly creative artist, and I am super excited to be carrying these. So if you're interested in picking some up, head over to the merch store, and that'll help support the channel and support new projects in this space. Now, one of the things I'm most excited about in this space is my brand new 220 volt welder plug. Now, right now I don't actually have a welder, but I know that I am going to begin to start taking on more complex projects and things that might involve a little bit of MIG, maybe some TIG welding in the future. And so I got my outlet installed here. I've got full support for the welder that I might use in the future. And I kind of set it up centralized in the workshop because I figure most of the welding work I'm going to be doing is on a car or a vehicle or a project that's living right here. So that is, in short, my brand new garage. I really, really appreciate you guys joining me on this episode. I've been dying to get this video done and to share the kind of finished product with you guys. This is going to be a huge new chapter in the channel, and I really want to thank you because you guys, those who support me on this channel, have really been the ones that made this possible and made this a goal that was attainable for me. So thank you so very, very much. And I hope that over the coming years, this channel will grow. I'll get to share lots of new projects with you guys, lots of DIY stuff, lots of really interesting and unusual projects. So if you want to see that stuff, make sure you're subscribed and tune in next time for the next episode of Classic Mini DIY. Until then, you guys know the drill. Enjoy those minis and motor on.